Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time zone you may be in. I am your host for this extra bit of content, your pre-show today. I'm Trainer Anade, and we are going to get right shortly into our first blind race, Mickey no Tokyo Disneyland Daibōken, hopefully, more or less. Our racers are Joker and Amada-chan, and we have our commentators are Barakiel and Flannel Cat. If y'all want to say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So, I'm one of your lovely hosts, Flannel Cat, and we're gonna let the runners talk here at the beginning because they're going to get shoved into like a corner for the race. But today we have Amada, as you know, our lovely host mentioned, nolamiamad and j0kerr. Amada, do you play platformers?
Entirely too many of them.
Excellent. j0kerr, do you play games featuring Mickey Mouse?
No, but I do have a cat whose nickname is Minnie, so does that count?
100% definitely counts. And do you enjoy balloons? Both of you.
I do on occasion.
Excellent.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember when the last time I had a balloon was.
Excellent.
Oh,
And
you're about to.
I also failed to say hi to Barakiel, my lovely co-host today, and I'm so sorry about that.
How you doing, Kat?
I'm fantastic. I'm so good. I'm so excited for Power Up with Pride, and I hope y'all are too. So this is going to be a blind race. These people have not seen this video game before. We're going to play it for a lovely and cozy hour, and we'll see how far they make it, and then we'll bring them back into here. We'll talk to them, and we'll see what they learned at the end of this hour. So any comments before you all get shoved into the debrief channel?
Oh, there's a lag in my emulator. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
This is fine.
It's fine. I'm looking forward to this. I don't know what this game can all entail, but I know it's an SNES platformer, so it's gonna be a little bit wonky. I just know that.
Quality video game.
I mean, I've known about what I've seen from the menu loop that's been playing on my screen for an hour as I troubleshoot this thing.
Very helpful information too. But let's get moving. We've got a schedule today. So, I assume you're both ready.
Yep.
Let me
And
count it.
commentary
Yeah,
at the ready.
At the ready.
All right, I'll count you in. Go on, go. It'll be 3, 2, 1, go, and then I'll shove you into the other channel, and we'll bring you back later. All right. So, runners, 3, 2, 1, go. Nope, not moving the wrong person into the other channel.
And
Alright,
we are off.
Okay, so Barakiel, Anade, have you seen this video game before?
I have not.
I have watched a speedrun of it, and right away we can see j0kerr at an early lead, skipping cutscenes.
A very common speedrun technique is skipping cutscenes. Amada may be over there translating the Japanese. Well, something that she might do. But j0kerr
Ooh,
immediately finding like the forward movement tech.
immediately.
So
The-
this game is about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Talk.
So this game is about balloons, as you were about to say. You have water balloons, which seem to be your form of attack, and you have gas balloons, which are your movement mechanic. And once they start going down, I believe, the amount of... Man, I had a whole thing for this. So that works on a charging system. If you charge a gas balloon all the way up, you start floating, and if you let go of it, you effectively dash for an amount of time proportional to how much gas is left in the balloon. So the earlier you transition into that charge, the farther you go, which is both a good and a bad thing.
That is extremely well spoken. I have almost beaten this video game. I came across it ages ago, just kind of looking through my EverDrive. I'm like, wait a minute, this is a video game I've never heard of. What is this? And I started playing it, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it felt kind of bad. Have you put a controller to this game and seen how or felt how it feels and controls?
I have put a controller to this game for exactly long enough to make sure that the setup we handed these runners literally worked.
That's long enough, honestly. That's pretty good.
I was not impressed.
Yeah, it's stiff. It's awkward to control. Everything revolves around your balloons. You can I believe dash in 8 different directions, which is very exciting.
Holds up with what I've seen.
Well,
And
I want to mention that, so everyone watching, now of course, these two racers are playing this blind. They have never played this game before, but we have someone later in the marathon who knows this game, who will be speedrunning this game and complete the game any percent in only 32 minutes.
Which, given how this game moves, is an accomplishment.
So I want to especially call it out because so our racers have an hour and we'll see how far they get. But then consider that a speedrunner who knows this game can complete it at any percent in 32 minutes. That gives you an idea of like, you know, how hard this is, but then someone who's skilled, just how much they can do.
I want to take a minute to point out something, as our two racers seem to be having trouble with the countless spikes in the first level of this game, which is frankly uncharitable. Bit of a party foul there, Disney Studios, but your health meter in this game is a little bit unintuitive, because when you're just looking at the HUD like this, when you're just looking at the graphic interface, you would think that those little Mickey heads have something to do with your health. I have no idea what those are. I think they're like coins. Your health is those little balloons right above the right side of the screen. And so if all of those get depleted, then you have to restart the level.
So we see j0kerr right now trying to figure out what to do. We know we need to hold down the switch to get out the door. And what they're trying to do is do something skillfully where they throw a water balloon. This you need to fill a water balloon and set it gently on the ground, which is not a mechanic the game explains to you or tells you that you can do.
Oh no!
This was back in the day when the manual was required reading.
Yeah, and unfortunately for the runners, the manual's in Japanese. And and also was not supplied to them. But if both runners get stuck in that exact moment for a little while, I will hop in and give them a little encouragement.
Ooh, and we got our first game over.
Ooh, first game over, proving that Amada not skipping the cutscenes did not provide a tangible disadvantage. It seems like they are currently hanging around the same location, or at least capped out around the same location.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of deaths until you learn that this game you need to take your time, move kind of at a pace, and everything you do is pretty deliberate. But you know, at the same time, I say like, oh, take your time and move at a pace that's comfortable. But those gas balloons are real fast, real fast. And as you can see, Mickey just jets across passageways. Amada learning to put water balloons on the ground. That's going to be bad for her.
That is gonna be a huge advantage, possibly representing the greatest upset we've seen so far.
Well, let's see.
The biggest upset of these 5.5 minutes.
Look, you gotta start somewhere.
Sorry, did not mean to talk over you, friend.
You are perfectly fine.
All right, Amada's working out science here. Water balloons on the ground.
Oh, she did it!
We've got tangible
Believe,
progress.
but now we have the surprise boss fight in the treasure room.
Oh no!
People thought one
One
mimic
hell
was
of-
bad, but what if it was a pile of mimics?
Oh no!
What if it was 5?
Mickey looks as upset as the runners are.
So while both of our runners are treading known ground here, trying to catch back up, I am going to take a moment to provide a little bit of trivia that I've learned about this game, which is that part of the reason this game never made it across the Pacific is that this game, Tokyo Disneyland Daibōken, Mickey's big Disneyland adventure, Tokyo Disneyland Adventure, is very specifically Tokyo Disneyland. So each of the 6 stages in this game represents an iconic Disney ride. Right now, we are in Pirates of the Caribbean. The next one is going to be the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and the final level of this game is actually a short-lived Tokyo Disneyland exclusive ride called Cinderella Castle Mystery Tour, notable for containing one of the only references in a Disney park to their Black Cauldron movie, and additionally, as consequence, for traumatizing its younger guests.
No.
That sounds amazing.
It was. There's a Defunctland video on it. I really wish I could have gone.
Yeah, I need to go look this up. I've never actually looked up trivia on this game. I just figured that, you know, it didn't do well enough in Japan, and they already had the Magical Quest games that they just kind of didn't bring it over.
So I just want to point out, so j0kerr trying to figure this out still doesn't know how to put water balloons on the ground. Trying that like zip to get in through the door was really smart, I thought.
Well, they're getting ideas though. They're ducking and letting the gas balloon go. Now, if they just do it with water, it's a whole different story. Oh,
And it looks
oh.
so close.
And
And
Amada
Amada is
getting
out the
through.
first level.
Amada is in a building that is on fire. My
Amada
favorite
is in the
Disneyland
first
adventure.
level of Shantae. Oh wow, Shantae got a laugh. I've never felt so validated.
We'll see.
Yes, David,
Maybe.
AI. What I'm saying is, you absolutely need to learn Sierra's Black Cauldron game and bring it to Pride.
Amada's doing some zips over, just hoping that she lands on flat ground. And so
Fair,
far,
that
so
is-
good.
More or less what the speedrun does for this part. Yep. Now Amada has figured out the other tech of letting go of the balloons mid-zip. That is very important for not careening into spike pits later in the run.
j0kerr jumping at the wall again.
From chat, my favorite Disney park attraction, the park is on fire.
What do you call a pop-up event?
I feel bad. j0kerr's gotten so close. They've let gas balloons go down low, but not water balloons. But maybe through some, they are in a voice chat, so maybe through some charitable discussion, one will share some information with the other.
Ooh. Amada actually putting out one of the fires.
Water will do that, I assume.
If
It's
Pokemon
been a
taught
while
me
since I
anything.
played this video game. So the reason this video game has speedruns at all is Smite's Speed Bump series.
That
But
is what I watched.
I was the one who submitted it to Speed Bump.
Ooh.
Basically, I was going through my EverDrive and I came across this video game, and I'm like, this is a Disney game that I've never heard of. I assume it was just some kind of like mahjong or like obscure puzzle game, but no, it was a full-on platformer that was kind of heinous. I'm being very mean to this video game. I think this game is a piece of prime Kusoge, which is just a bad game. And it's charming, it's fun, it's interesting, but I don't think it passes muster as this is a very good game test.
It is. It's one of those things where even just looking at it, the core mechanic is something I've never seen in any other game. It's very creative, and it looks like it was implemented in a lot of interesting ways. It's just the actual assembly doesn't seem to have made it all the way there. And that, in my mind, like I'm saying that like it's a bad thing, but in my mind, that's how you get some of the most interesting playthroughs.
Wait. Oh! We have placed a water balloon on the ground!
j0kerr
has
figured
figured it out. And while
I'm sorry, it's in y'all's ears.
while Amada is in the third level of Pirates of the Caribbean, j0kerr is rounding out the boss chest, and to be fair, handling this room better than Amada did the first time.
Yeah, they've got a few extra hit points. Amada got in here with 1 hit point and met a very quick end here. And now j0kerr's in everyone's favorite Disney ride. The park is on fire.
And to point out just a little bit there, j0kerr did not stop to go and get the chest at the end of that room. I have noticed Amada going for several chests, presumably on the logic that she will need all of the support and resources that this game will allow her. what are your thoughts, as I believe the two of you are more experienced in the actual practice of speedrunning than I am? What are your thoughts in a setting like this about safety versus speed?
Well, I have several thoughts, but Nada, if you want to start off on that one, the floor is yours.
Well, I haven't done blind races before, but I mean, when I play casually, I definitely go more 100% rather than speed. But knowing that this is a race, I feel like the speed, like getting further along, seeing more of the level, is the better option for the race. With the idea of if you then get further and realize, okay, I need more health or whatever, then you could go back for it. But that's my thought.
I think your thoughts are pretty good, honestly. Once you learn what the continue system is in the video game, and it can really inform how you approach a race like this. Given that they have both realized that you just have unlimited continues and it goes back to the previous screen transition, it behooves them to just kind of go fast and make mistakes, and then on the second time through, maybe put a little thought and care into it and realize what you need to get through. But like learning what you're dealing with ahead of time can be a huge boon. Now, if this was something where you lost a significant quantity of progress if you game overed, then maybe taking a much more cautious approach up front would be a lot smarter of a move, because you could get a lot further in the video game theoretically, even with the slow but steady pace.
That's definitely true.
Very good insights. Thank you, both of you. Meanwhile, we have Amada has made it to the first boss. As you can see, the bosses in this game are all variations of Pete, the alleged cat, who has done himself up Kingdom Hearts style to match each ride. Here you can see him playing the role of King K. Rool. Later on,
This is Donkey Kong.
this is Donkey Kong Country. This is the Donkey Kong Country we have at home.
Oh, we got birds.
Oh,
Mickey Mouse.
handily parried
birds.
bird.
You're just throwing a water balloon directly at a bird. Don't do that.
A handily parried seagull.
Amada's just gonna repeatedly pelt him in the foot with a water balloon until something works. Now, I forget the exact process to defeat this boss, but this looks right.
From
Right
what I
enough.
recall, it all
Yeah.
comes down to hitting him with water balloons enough times.
It's like
I'm
most.
sure there's...
Like I would be defeated if you hit me with water balloons enough.
Oh, true. It'd take like 2 or 3 to make me call it a day.
Yeah, if you just jumped me and threw a water balloon at me, I would be very upset and stop what I'm doing and leave. Like, just one is enough to ruin my day. And especially with that outfit, do you know what the dry cleaning bill on that thing must be?
Oh,
Yeah.
God, if that's real, like, especially if that's like crushed velvet sort of thing, ugh.
And like, Mickey's smart. You could throw water balloons at Mickey, but he just wore pants. And they're not even that fancy of pants.
Mickey came to work.
And by the way, I'm going to interrupt briefly to remind everyone we are here doing the pre-show for Power Up with Pride 2024, but our donations are technically already open. If you want to type !donate in chat, you can donate to True Colors United. And can I read a donation?
I would love if you read a donation.
We have there's a donation here from someone, Barakiel.
I don't know, they
It's
kind of
something
sound
like
like a
that.
jerk.
They must be new.
So Barakiel donates $37 and says $37 for Vulpix to thank Dylan for the wonderful interview. Also, first. Thank you so much for that wonderful donation and getting us off already raising money before we have started the marathon. Thank you so much.
Look, that's just speed tech.
It is. It really is.
So here we have Amada has actually made it out of Pirates of the Caribbean and is entering Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Meanwhile, j0kerr is still having problems with Sequin Town.
Yeah, they've learned that if you put out the fire on the buildings or on the floors, sometimes the floor just falls and you fall into the fire with it, which is kind of merciless if I'm honest.
It's pretty brutal. I am impressed by the designers of this video game's, like, killer instinct. This is what we gave to kids in the 80s.
Like, this is
Yeah.
possibly one of the most brutal Disney games, short of, what's that NES game I grew up with? The Mickey Mouse Capades.
I don't know. Lion King was, the horrible game for kids.
That's true,
I've
actually.
heard horror stories about the Lion King game.
I love the
remember
Lion
trying
King game.
I remember trying to play it as a kid, and I could not. I just couldn't.
The Lion King is one of those games that I put in time to learn the speedrun of because I wanted to spite the game for treating me as a child, for how it treated me. Sorry, words are very difficult.
No, that's completely fair.
Okay, so I have a question for whomever wants to answer this between you two.
All right.
Why are we doing these games in particular?
Oh, well, we are doing these games in particular because each of these games is going to be represented later on in the marathon.
Wow.
Yep, specifically. So we have 3 blind races happening for our pre-show. The third one, Flock, is going to be on Friday at about 6:35 p.m. Eastern. This one, Mickey no Tokyo Disneyland Daibōken, is going to be Sunday, our starter game for that day. So 9 a.m. Eastern. And then Neon Beats is going to be Sunday about 1:40 Eastern.
I look forward to these, especially this runs quick. And Chad is correcting me, and Chad is absolutely correct. I think there's more brutal Disney games than not brutal Disney games, especially, very specifically when it comes to Mickey Mouse. Because
yes.
Mickey Mania is a brutal game. It's absolutely brutal. But on top of that, like Fantasia on the Genesis is one of the worst games on the console and one of the most difficult games on the console, if I recall.
I didn't even know there was a Fantasia game. Is it like a rhythm game?
No.
Oh no.
It's a bit of a cursed platformer.
Oh no.
Of course it is. It's Disney. Like, I feel like that is their, especially these older games, is cursed platformers. Like this.
But then there's like the suite of Capcom Mickey Mouse games, which are extremely good. So it makes up for it, probably, kind of. Unless you had a Genesis.
All right, so Amada is making her way downtown, walking fast, bats past, and
And they're homebound.
yeah, they are. Meanwhile, j0kerr is carefully, and you can see every run, they are slowing down, they are analyzing what's in front of them.
Yeah, they know they need to make a little forward progress.
This
The thing-
is intimidating as somebody. I'm glad I did not play this game more than I did.
So the thing with the second level as well that Amada's learning is like the first level like teaches you to play it, it forces you to do some interesting things, especially with the put the water balloon on the ground thing. The second level is like, all right, you learned how to play the game, now prove it. And it does not hold its punches at all.
Mm-hmm. You see how every time she comes up to one of those chests, she is taking it slow. Mimics are one of those things that you get burned one time, and that message, that lesson stays with you for the rest of your life. I will never approach another chest in any FromSoft game without my weapon ready, ever again. And I feel that is the emotion that that Amada is having right now.
Yeah, and especially this game, it doesn't just put like a mimic every now and then. Like half the chests are mimics. But the others have like life-saving things like health and extra lives, and sometimes a cake that I assume just gives you points.
Well, and that's one thing is, so Amato was going in the fire level. Amato was getting all these chests and getting the health. So I noticed that Amada had a lot of health going through this fire level. And that's, you know, biting j0kerr because they're not stopping to get those chests, which trying to go fast, but this is one of those points where, like, is it better to take your time to get the chest and the extra health if you're just dying over and over?
Yeah, at some point you need to figure out, like, here is your... I'm going to use safe in, like, scare quotes, like your safe way to get through the game, or the level. Amada's just throwing gas. Oh, Amada's using gas balloons as
figured out
a
the
projectile.
secret tech that you can actually damage enemies with gas balloons as well. You just have to be a lot more careful because the gas balloon goes where you go. Or maybe the other way around.
They're throwing them though, and it's working. Now, I wonder how much, and I should have asked the runners beforehand, how much, like, blind racing experience that they have. Oh wait, no, we did talk about this, didn't we?
A little bit, yeah.
And like, I come from a background where, like, blind racing is half the things, well, not half the things I do these days. I just help run tournaments of blind races and stuff. So I'm well used to stuff along these lines.
You know their ways. Amada not getting burned by that mimic a second time.
j0kerr making a really precise jump over the fire there, and not getting burned by it.
They've gotten real good at some of these flame jumps. It's near as I can tell, it's the falling fireballs that are screwing them up, and frankly, same. I still can't go through that Metal Man hallway without taking half my health and damage.
Oof, ew.
But they might be able to get through it. I have not looked too much. Okay, they're gonna take a chance, or they could just float across gently, and that's one way to get through.
I think they're trying to see if they could clip through that space in the roof.
I see that. They saw a chest up there, I'm sure. Oh!
They
Spicy.
still got one health.
They're
Still
getting
make
close
it
to the
through.
end. Are they going to chance it? Oh, they're
Nice!
let's go! Into part 3.
Yes! And that's gotta feel so good after so long.
Absolutely. Forward progress in a race where you are feeling walled is such a... It gets you out of your head, it makes you feel like you're making progress somewhere, and like, it's a renewed feeling of confidence.
And there's a whole other level to that, because that mental game, right? Like, because now it's Amada who's at the wall. And j0kerr is riding high on that confidence, just broke through. And we've still got a solid 35 minutes left in this. This game is not over. This race has so much left for us.
Absolutely. And what you'll see and what we've been seeing here is runners typically take like 20-30 minutes to figure out the language that the game wants them to speak. And once you're comfortable with the mechanics and you start to work out like, all right, this is how it probably wants me to deal with this, and you're not scrambling to figure out your verbs, then you start to make much bigger progress.
j0kerr figuring out how to really zip now in this water level, you know, ignoring the water for the most part.
The correct call in most speedrunning conditions.
And just you get so much vertical height out of the gas balloons when you're underwater.
Ooh, narrowly avoided the seagull.
They're just taking the high road over the guys with the boats, which is great because they can only attack so high up.
Beagle Boat Boys. Are those the Beagle Boys? I think they're Beagle Boys.
There's so many Beagle Boys. I watched that new DuckTales. There's like a whole like collaboration of them.
Oh yeah, no, there's a regular coalition. The Beagle Band.
Using the balloon to escape quickly. All right, j0kerr's working out the verbs.
And j0kerr got an extra health as well.
Ooh. Oh, Amada has made it onto the rooftops.
Well,
Looks like they might be getting close to the end of the stage, but
I feel like they need to go left here.
Yeah, so
It does-
Amada had this earlier. This is where they lost their last help, was underneath this roof. They couldn't, they were trying to go left, and they couldn't, and they needed to go right off the screen.
ooh, and now we have entered what technically isn't an auto-scroller. It looks like one. It looks like one, but the actual speed routing for this level is very careful and very reactive about when you do and don't use the cart.
Interesting.
But I mean, obligatory minecart level. Who doesn't love it?
Who doesn't love it?
And j0kerr on the boss now, which will only take them a matter of time. They're kind of working out what they need to do already, which is throw water balloons at Pete.
It's
Ruin
gonna be
his
around.
outfit.
So while we have Pete back, I want to take a minute to address a question that came up in chat. I forget who by, but when I mentioned this the first time, yes, Pete is a cat. It's a lot more obvious in the older designs. You know, Steamboat Willie era, right? Like the old black and white. But Pete was originally designed as a cat, specifically to foil Mickey, who is a mouse.
You know, I never put that connection together, like, ever, so thank you.
But yeah, and as the years went on and they got, you know, gently redesigned both of them, Pete kind of became a lot more ambiguous and just kind of became Pete. But if you look, he's still got the little tail and he's still got the little triangle ears.
Yeah, and the ears are the big thing that changed in Pete's design from back then, right? From, like, Steamboat, well, I guess
The
Steamboat
tail
Willie.
changed a lot.
Nice. And I want to point out really quick, so j0kerr, I think, only took like 2 tries on that boss.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, j0kerr is only one stage behind. And, you know, all they have to do is be a gamer.
All you gotta do. It's easy.
Oh no!
Every word I say is gonna come back to slap me in the face in about an hour.
Yeah, these runners are going to either show up here eventually and be like, what did you say about me? And then you're going to be racing in the next race, right?
I am racing in the final race. The next
final
race
race.
is going to be Neon Beats. But the next one is going to be me and Scala.
Oh, that's going to be wonderful. I love that video game, and I think you will too.
You know? I don't know that I believe you.
I do love that video game, but I don't... I have a reputation with video games sometimes.
Oh, here we can see j0kerr has learned the caution. Carrying what I would refer to as the Metroid strat of walking around with a charged shot ready.
Oh.
That's such a good way to put it. Now, I forget if you can put down a water balloon and use it as like a bounce pad in this game.
I don't know if you can use it as a bounce pad, but I know the enemies can, because that's actually used as a speed tech in one of the boss fights.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's like spikes on the ceiling, so you just lay down a thing.
Yeah, that was in the preview video.
Yes.
I remember. Which might be why Amada immediately tried to do that.
Oh, interesting.
Because she said she was watching the demo video for an hour while prepping.
Yeah, no, I definitely did. While I was you know, working out some stuff for getting this, I definitely did realize while I was, you know, I was testing emulator settings and I was making sure that everything was set up and playable. I definitely did end up listening to MICKEY for like a solid 30 minutes.
Sounds exciting. So Amada has lost her cart, but I guess you can just keep playing without it.
Oh yeah.
All
Like I
right.
said, oh, she's also learned that you can duck to avoid the vultures.
No. This is Mickey Mouse, not Donald Duck.
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
Daisy was here earlier.
She
We saw
was.
her.
Oh, Amada takes a rough dash and goes straight into the bottomless pit. And this is what we mean when we say that this is still anybody's game. There is one stage between these two runners here. This is nothing. We still have a solid half hour left on this. Anything goes here.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if the lead changes by the end of those.
And I want to point out, so we had talked about, do you go fast or do you go careful? And j0kerr is definitely going a lot more careful than they were to start. At first, they really were just trying to zoom through. And that fire level taught them, nah, maybe be a little more careful.
Once bitten, twice shy. Oh!
Oh, those gaps in
Amada keeps
the
trying to get
railway.
fancy with it. At least that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Now, this game will punt. Both runners at this point have learned very, very, very clearly that this game punishes you for just rashly going forward.
I hope Scala's watching this too, because I don't want to feel like I had an unfair advantage when we settle our score later.
Amada working out the rails.
So I'm just going to interrupt briefly, because I know we had some more people pop in. So technically, kind of, this is Power Up with Pride, but this is the pre-show. So what we're doing is Power Up with Pride officially starts tomorrow. It's going to be June 13th through June 16th, about 16 hours each day, except for tomorrow it's going to be a little bit shorter. But today's the pre-show, and we have 3 blind races, about an hour each. So we're about halfway through this first blind race of Mickey no Tokyo Disneyland Daibōken, and we do already have donations open, and shh, don't tell anyone, but we also have an incentive open early. So if you're putting your donations in, that ! donate in chat works. I believe ! incentives possibly, hopefully also works.
Donate should get you there.
But anyway, we do have that donation incentive already. If we meet it, which obviously it hasn't officially started, we're in the pre-show, so we have time. But if we meet it before that Pump It Up Phoenix, which is going to be the second game tomorrow, we can get co-op songs with Harukaze. So, if you're thinking about donating and you're here right now, maybe put in a donation for that incentive? Up to you.
But during that, it looks like Amada has made it past the minecarts.
She made it past the minecarts. I think she just died by going off the top of the screen, which I think is really funny.
Oh no.
Nothing is sacred in this game.
That's my favorite falling death in video games. Is when you go too high up in the air and the game is like, nope, that's where the player dies.
I do remember them mentioning something about this. There is fall damage in this game, essentially.
Now Amada dealing with the rude air that will repeatedly set you back if you gas not too long or too long enough. Or I'm sorry, if you gas for too far. I love video games.
There was a sentence said once in an old GTQ run that just a game that very much reminds me of this in the spirit of its runners, which was that the A button does 3 things in this game. It will jump, it will not jump, and sometimes it will jump too much. And those words have lived as the true mark of Kusoge in my head for years. Oh, and Amada has figured out the secret tech. I don't know what it is, but this game just speaks to her.
Yeah, Amada's gonna get in this voice chat and be like, that was incredibly fun. Now, j0kerr is through that level very, very, very quickly, like a quarter of the time of maybe that took Amada to get through, and is already on the minecarts.
They see the buzzard and they panic.
j0kerr is making rapid progress.
Oh. You got the obligatory barrel nonsense going on for Anada. Amada. Oh. Oh, and the birds are jerks portion's begun for j0kerr.
Amada having to do this very precise zip again. And zip sounds like the right word given the game mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love in chat we had someone say, I don't think that's how water balloons work.
Have you ever been over a geyser with a water balloon?
I mean, I've never tried it, so, you know, maybe.
I don't recommend you trying it. Is my personal advice from me to you, but
Yeah.
also, I'm not your mother. I'm not in charge of you. You do you.
All the actions in this game are performed by a trained professional. Oh, okay, okay.
Ooh.
j0kerr has hit the abandonment of minecart stage, of the minecart stage.
Amada trying very hard here to figure out how to get through these spikes without getting hurt, because as soon as you touch them, the game will stop you. And if I'm being honest, I don't quite know how to do it either.
Ooh.
Oh no! j0kerr keeps falling into those gaps in the railroad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they very quickly abandon the minecart, which is for better or worse.
It's definitely not OSHA certified, so I can see why.
They're finding a great rhythm and moving really quickly between these, as long as they never change their
Nice.
spacing.
Come on! Okay, look, that is looking really nice. I don't want to say anything like too much.
Yeah, that's some excellent
Oh.
movement here.
Oh,
Getting a
have
little
they-
spicy.
Have they cracked it? Have they cracked the rhythm? Oh,
And they're in the second part. They're
Unbelievable.
through.
Wow.
That
Hey, look, a minecart.
Oh, well, they didn't need it before. Guess they figured they
They're
don't
just
need it now.
zipping through. And,
Oh
All of the warnings. Ah,
no! And back to the beginning. But now
They're-
they had that rhythm. If they can do it again.
They've got the tech.
they've done it once. They have to believe that they can do it again.
Amada getting back to where she was before with the spike.
Ooh. You know,
j0kerr
sometimes-
Yep, she's just got the damage boost.
A
through it. That makes
damage
sense.
boost! The oldest and most sacred of techniques.
I don't have time to work out this puzzle. I'm just gonna go.
It is a classic for a reason. Oh,
How far back are we going?
Oh no, that
Oh,
looks
no.
really far. Oh no,
All
that
the way
looks
back.
really far. Oh, that has gotta be a blow. That has got to be a blow to the mental game.
Oh, that rules. That's so funny. Sorry, I know this. Probably not the nicest thing to do right now, but I am thoroughly amused, and I hope you are too in chat.
Ooh, that one balloon. Ah, she gets over it anyway.
She's only got one hit point,
Oh,
and
no.
she's gonna run into that spike again.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Might be in her best interest to just take a dive and get back with a fresh health bar.
Unless she thinks she's figured something out, or at least that it's worth trying it.
Let's see.
Yeah, you can almost see her taking stock of the situation.
Oh.
What's the angle here?
Oh
Oh,
no! Wrong way!
I don't know. You gotta wonder. You gotta wonder if that was actually on purpose. If that was her taking the dive, like Kat said.
Yeah.
Those inputs, it looks like she was trying to do science, but science turned on her.
As it so often does.
Oh, you can birds?
What?
j0kerr rides the birds like Monster Hunter Rise. What is happening? Oh,
Joker
and
getting a
after
little
I
too much height to get the
come
rhythm.
back.
And hey, thank you for that raid. Welcome to Power Up with Pride. What are we watching?
Well, so you're watching Power Up with Pride, kind of. This is the pre-show. We are Power Up with Pride 2024 is going to be running June 13th through June 16th. And this is the pre-show. We have 3 blind races. So our 2 racers here, j0kerr and Amada-chan, have no idea. They've never played this game before. They have an hour to get as far as they can. And right now they're pretty close. They're
They
only,
are,
like one
if I remember,
section?
one stage apart from each other.
Yeah.
Amada has the lead by having completed the minecart nightmare that j0kerr is currently trying to push through.
Yeah, Joker's really determined to not use the minecart here.
I mean, to be fair, they got the rhythm that one time and got through it beautifully and have not been able to get back into it.
They'll get there again.
No! Okay, Amada almost got caught again.
Yeah, she's been slipping off those water balloons, but I think the game understands that there's technically one there and deposits you on the floor again.
Oh, and j0kerr. Oh no! Ah, j0kerr almost makes the miraculous recovery.
Well, okay, now what? I'm seeing on Amada's stream here. There. Huh?
So
Do you-
we've seen those blocks before, and she had just decided, like, to not deal with them, to just
They
ignore
haven't
them.
been necessary before.
And we see her trying different buttons. We saw pause. We see, Mickey reacting, I assume.
Now I assume, maybe put the water balloon on the ground and jump on it.
Yeah.
That's my this is my gamer instinct kicking in. I'm sorry, I said that phrase.
Ooh, j0kerr is in the same position again. Ah, j0kerr recovers.
The thing you gotta do in these situations is anything. Just try your verbs. Go over every verb you know and combine them all.
Amada tries a little dance for the door. Doesn't seem to open it, but it was worth a shot.
Throwing balloons at the wall?
Seeing what sticks. Or ideally, what breaks down the wall.
Exactly. But this gives j0kerr some time to catch up.
Ooh, so close. They have
Big thinking moments.
harked onto a very dangerous strat that is incredibly cool when properly executed.
Oh.
Oh,
We've got a full
balloon is
water
out.
balloon and we're eating it. We've got a full water balloon and we're throwing it.
Looks like she's trying to arc it up into.
Here we go.
Oh. Bounce?
There we go.
Oh,
It works!
there it is. There it is.
I like how she attempted
take
to use
that
another
balloon
balloon to get up and realized, oh yeah, I just have this.
Yes.
Now this corridor, I remember, this vertical corridor, you can take those gaps, those little stops on the side, but it really isn't that much faster to just do exactly what Amada is trying to do here.
As long as you start pumping that balloon early.
Because Mickey falls like a rock. I don't know what planet this Tokyo is on, but it is not Earth. That is a far higher coefficient of gravity than any of us could deal with.
I feel like people fall pretty fast, honestly. And I don't think this rat has any other option other than falling fast.
I don't know, he hasn't fallen yet.
Okay, there we go.
Ooh, and Anada has made it past what may be the biggest obstacle in this level.
By this rat, I meant Mickey Mouse.
I know.
Uh-huh. I was trying not to comment.
j0kerr is convinced that they're gonna do it this way.
Oh,
And they will. They do it hard enough.
Amada, this is the jump at the end of the barrel, but they've broken through the wall. Has she seen everything this level has to throw at her, and now just has to put it all together?
She's charging, so I think she's just trying to make it happen now.
Sacrificial Toast has pointed out in the chat that Mickey does have a higher terminal velocity than most mice.
It's true. That's a statement that I cannot disagree with.
Oh, and here we can see j0kerr is refining their technique with the short releases.
Amada going for the hit points here. Picking up the
Oh,
extra health as needed.
Interesting. Makes sense, given that I think she still hasn't worked out how to get past that low corridor without using a damage boost.
And every hit point's gonna matter.
So exciting.
j0kerr working out, you can stand on that middle post, which is very interesting. But again, not really giving the minecart a second chance here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, j0kerr, like, decided, I'm not using the minecart and is not going back to it. It's just like, nah.
Absolutely nothing on this planet could convince me to go back to this minecart.
If I had to take a guess, it's because I'm not sure that j0kerr noticed you can crouch to avoid the vultures while you're
Yeah.
on the minecart. And with that perspective, that the vultures are a guaranteed time loss, it does make a lot more sense to go in a way that lets you control your vertical positioning better.
Yeah, it's smart moves, but oftentimes in a blind race, trying different things is going to benefit you a great deal.
Let's see if they can get this rhythm back.
Amada almost gets swept up by the hyper vortex.
Now j0kerr's realizing as long as you release your balloon past the middle post, you'll probably be safe and get to the other side. Just don't
No! Ah!
try to get fancy.
I know in my heart that's gonna be my downfall in Plock later. I am such a sucker for trying to get fancy. I know it's a bad idea, and I do it every time.
Just throw all of your arms and legs at people, and that's it. Have you ever played Plock? Do you know anything about Plock?
I know exactly one fact about Plock, which I don't want to say on stream in case Scala doesn't know.
All right.
I gotta take every advantage I can get here.
Well, these are extremely serious races.
Oh yes, definitely.
j0kerr on the minecart. Oh, never mind.
Well,
Ah.
I got excited briefly, but I will say, like, here's what I want to say before we are done here, because we've about 10 minutes left in this race. Racing things in front of people that you have never played is a very stressful and very difficult experience. Our races are doing absolutely fantastic. These are high pressure environments, regardless whether or not they they are supposed to be very chill, like, oh, let's have fun and race something, but you know, there's always that feeling of like, I want to do well. But just remember, our racers are doing great. This is a high stress environment, and any poking fun of them about avoiding minecarts is all meant in good faith.
Fun.
yes. Though I do have to say, I am so glad we're doing these blind races to see people who've never played play. And we can really see, especially with two racers, we can see all the different difficult things that exist in this game. And then we get to see the game speed run later this weekend. And I am so
No.
excited Like I said earlier, Mickey no Tokyo Disneyland Daibōken is starting off Sunday for Power Up with Pride 2024, and I am so excited to see this game just broken in any percent 32 minutes. Like, after watching this for an hour, I cannot wait.
In our runner, I believe Jungle Storm is running this.
Yes, that is correct.
He is going to break this game in half. Well,
Yes.
there's not like huge glitches, but he's an extremely talented runner, and you'll see what you can pull off in this game when you know exactly what to do and what buttons to hit at any given time.
It is truly, as somebody who a mere hour ago, the only thing I had seen of this game was demo footage and the speedrun. It is a whole different kettle of fish.
And of course, just as a reminder, you can type !schedule in chat. Now, you won't see the pre-show on the schedule, I'll let you know that now, but everything else, starting tomorrow, all the way through June 16th, all of that will be on that schedule, including Mickey no Tokyo Disneyland Daibōken, Neon Beats, and Clock.
And remember, donations are open now if you want to. You can't take first, and it looks like someone may have taken second, but third is up for grabs.
Yes, that is true. Donations are open. !donate in chat. And we have the incentive open as well. So we did get $25 from Anonymous with no comment, but that went towards the Pump It Up co-op songs with Harukaze, which means we are, I believe, a quarter of the way there. Let me just double check.
Oh, we should be more than that.
No, we're a quarter of the way there towards the Pump It Up co-op song. Because the first donation wasn't put towards an incentive.
No!
Cool.
How could I
j0kerr.
have made such a rookie mistake?
Oh no!
I think j0kerr
j0kerr-
accidentally resetting.
Oh no!
I
The password.
Did j0kerr notice the password?
They're going for the password.
might have it.
Oh,
So-
this
What?
is looking pretty deliberate. What?
What?
j0kerr has skipped
Just
to level
guessing the
4-3, the Haunted Mansion. Oh, but honor wins the day.
Okay.
No matter what
When-
happens at the end of this race, you cannot say we did not have a strong spirit of sportspersonship in this, between these two runners.
When you pull them back into this chat, this call afterwards, we have to ask about that.
This
Yeah,
is
no, that was a great guess, though.
It was amazing.
delivered with such confidence.
Oh my gosh. Here, I'm just gonna. Ooh.
Looks like maybe j0kerr thought they knew the code, but didn't.
I'm dropping the passwords from GameFAQs into so they can just get back to where they were.
Mercy
You know what?
from Cat in the last 5 minutes of this race.
So while we've got 5 minutes to go and this is still happening, is there any particular run on the schedule that you both are looking forward to? Well, maybe not like collaboratively looking forward to, but an answer from each of you.
Well, I am personally looking forward to Lickness, which I swear it's not self-promotion, but I do happen to be hosting for tomorrow because of its name. The name struck me as being a very modern indie game name, and the game itself is actually from the 90s, so I'm very curious to see what that looks like.
It is a very, very, very cool video game. Renate?
There are just we have so many good games. I mean, if we're gonna call out.
I'm sorry. Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry to cut you off, but Amada has made it to the Thunder Mountain boss fight. Pete and Mickey are just throwing objects at each other from 2 cars of a train.
He learned about throwing with water balloons?
Trying it with Cole.
Oh, no.
Ooh, and he's got water of his own now. Look at that.
And if I had to pick one run I wanted to really look forward to, it is the I believe it's our finale, the one-handed Hollow Knight run, which is played with should have a hand cam with just one hand on the keyboard.
Yes.
It is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
And if I'm not mistaken, that one has an incentive to also run Path of Pain one-handed, right?
It does, which is extremely cool.
Yeah, so that one has so we have a milestone on that one. If we can reach a total of $10,000 before that, I believe the one-hand percent is complete. One hand any percent, sorry. Then we can get one-handed Path of Pain, which will just be amazing.
I cannot wait to see that.
Oh, did Amada just clear Thunder Mountain? Yes. Oh dear. Amada's clear of Thunder Mountain seems to have knocked j0kerr's game into just completely unconscious. I have never seen a TKO win in a speedrun race before.
Amada rescuing Donald Duck, or meeting up with Donald Duck. I don't know if we're rescuing anybody, but Amada entering level 3, which we'll get to see, which is very exciting.
Level 3, Splash Mountain. And frankly, I'm a little sad that we don't get to see stage 3 of Splash Mountain, because that is a very cool stage. Well, I shouldn't speak too hard. I shouldn't speak too definitely. Who knows how well? It is
It's
pink.
a lot more pink than I remember, if I'm gonna be honest.
It was a pinkish stone the last time I checked. 15 years ago. Ooh, Amada is carefully investigating the ground below.
I liked that smart choice. Oh no! But like using the balloon just in case it was a drop into empty space.
Ooh. Alright.
So-
Ooh.
Water.
Oh!
Okay, we've got water. There's the splash.
The
and we are
rock
in a
came back. It wanted revenge. Oh. Alright, we got 40 seconds left on the clock. Let's see how far Amada can get. Oof. Taking out, I believe that was Brer Fox or something.
I was gonna say I have no idea who that's supposed to be, so
I think it's supposed to be one of the Brers.
Alright, I think I might drag Amada in here at this point.
Ooh, and Amada
Nice.
cleared. Oh, that is the
Look at this
most
frog, it has 2 shields!
well-defended frog I have ever seen, and you cannot escape from the frog. The frog is coming for you, and that is an hour.
I'm gonna bring Amada in here. Hi, Amada.
Hello.
How about this well-defended frog?
It sure is well defended.
Oh. I don't know.
All
Looks like you
it
might have
was a
figured
helmet.
something out there.
I assumed she was watching the preview, because this is the boss in the preview video.
yes.
Yeah, I was in fact watching the previews while I was setting up.
So, Amada, how did you feel about your experience here? Tell us all of your thoughts. What have you learned?
I have learned minecarts are terrible. I have learned minecarts are the actual worst.
A lesson that many people in video games tend to learn.
I have also learned that this game really needs you to read the manual that I don't have.
Yeah,
is
we
not in
mentioned we mentioned that one around the time the two of you were trying to figure out how to put down the first water balloon.
Yeah, I can only assume it's in the manual, but so it goes.
Congratulations! Nice handling yourself.
Yeah, I definitely handled myself well right there, running into that fish. And
Come on,
So-
you took down the paladin frog. Take the win.
How did you like the video game? Tell how did you enjoy your experience?
it was how do I say this without hurting anyone's feelings?
Oh no.
Somebody has never heard the term level designer. Let's put it that way. There's the skeleton of a really fun game in here.
It's got unique mechanics and things you've never seen before, but it's just such a brutal video game.
I mean, the best part of the game is that you can do this.
That is a feature that more games should include mugging to the camera as a control option.
It just stares straight into the eyes of the player. Well, congratulations. You were ahead at the end. You were, I believe, 2 stages in the lead. j0kerr unfortunately had to step away, but they did fantastic. They were really making a comeback by the end there. They had a little trouble getting through the fiery building, but after that, they started pushing pretty quickly.
And
But this...
I want to say, so j0kerr accidentally started a new game, went into the password, and somehow put in the password for level 4-3.
Yep.
Realized it and backed back out, so took the honorable way.
It was a very fun experience to be like, wait a minute, that's 4-3.
Oh boy.
Congrats. Thanks
I'm
for
glad
doing
you were able
that.
to join this. Thank you for doing this. Amato, you're running something in this marathon. You're running a video game, aren't you? Are you participating in
I indeed
something?
am. You are also participating in that something, if I'm
This is
remembering
about
correctly.
you, not me right now. This is about you. Tell the world what you're doing in this marathon, because you're participating in this marathon.
Yeah, I'm in the actual event, doing a massive archipelago multi-world. I will be playing Time Spinner. There's a lot of other games in there as well. I think Kat's playing Castlevania 64. God, my brain is completely fried from trying to figure out how to get through that ceiling earlier. I was trying everything. I tried staring at it intently, trying to get past that ceiling.
I did see that.
I was really pulling for you on that one. Just the burning glare of Mickey Mouse being able to burn through the rocks.
Look forward to Amada running an archipelago thing with friends on Friday evening. I believe it's the last run of Friday. I forget the exact time and time zone.
I
But
believe so.
looking forward to that. I will be there and I will be very excited for it.
All right, so before we send you off here, Amada, where can the good people at home find you?
Oh boy, that's a big list. I'd say the place I'm active, I stream pretty regularly on both Twitch and YouTube on my own channels. You can find me nolamiamad on both platforms. You can also find me on Blue Sky and in the Fediverse. I used to have a Twitter account, but I got rid of that just recently. I have a couple other socials that I'm inconsistently active on as well, but I think those are the main 4. Am I forgetting something?
I do want to make sure we also mention that j0kerr will be running on noon on Saturday Eastern, running, I'm going to say this word wrong, synesthete? It's a rhythm game of some sort, I believe.
I believe it's pronounced synesthete. It's a term for somebody who basically multiple senses get kind of crossed over with each other.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to that as well. And we'll make sure we get both of these runners shouted out in chat. I would recommend giving them a follow. They did something very stressful and participated in a blind race to open a very exciting event. So, a round of applause in chat for all of our lovely runners.
And if this is how well they did in a blind race, imagine how much they can do in a game where they know the game.
I don't know if Amada's ever played Time Spinner. No.
Have I played Time Spinner? That's a good question.
You better have.
All right.
Time Spinner's incredible.
It is. You better have played Time Spinner. I'm saying this to chat. Get the game. It is very good and it goes on sale often.
Seconded, Play Time Spinners also has a, may or may not have a gay love interest ending.
That's true. I've seen
That
it.
is true. I've also seen it.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get set up for our next run. Thank you so much for watching so far. We have more blind races to get ready for Power Up with Pride. So get some popcorn, or don't. I mean, if you like popcorn, maybe get that. But sit tight. We'll be back before you know it with a blind race of Neon Beats, which is a very exciting game. I played through it before this stream started, and it was awesome. I'll see you all soon. Sit tight, folks.
everyone for sticking with us as we prep for our second blind race. It is going to be so much fun. If you are here for that Mickey no Tokyo Disneyland Daibōken blind race, it was super enjoyable. And just as a reminder, the speed run any percent is going to be Sunday, June 16th at 9 a.m. Eastern. That'll be run by Jangle Storm. But coming up next, soon, we're going to have a Neon Beats blind race. We're going to have Tempest Mask 1000 and Mushy Shush Plushie coming in to blind race. And again, all three of these blind races are later in the marathon as well. You can type !! schedule to see the marathon schedule for Power Up with Pride 2024. But for now, we're still in the pre-show. And like I said, we are in the pre-show, but we do have donations already open for True Colors United, and we got more donations in. Walking Eye donated $7.69 with no comment. Thank you very much. And Garby donated $10.50, saying so excited for Power Up with Pride as always. Thank you so much for those donations, and both donations went towards that first incentive of the marathon. So, our second game of the marathon, because technically we're in the pre-show now. The event starts tomorrow, June 13th at 5 p.m. Eastern. Our second game of the marathon is going to be Pump It Up. Technically, Pump It Up Phoenix. And if we raise $100, we can get the co-op Songs with Harukaze. And we're already almost halfway there, and we haven't even started the official marathon yet. Y'all are just being so generous. Thank you so much. Of course, one thing is, as this is the pre-show, we had that interview earlier with True Colors United. But maybe you weren't here, or maybe you just like a little bit more info. So I just want to tell you a little bit about what we're raising money for throughout this whole event, starting today, even though the event starts tomorrow. So in the United States, 4.2 million youth experience homelessness each year, with lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning LGBTQ+ youth 120% more likely to experience homelessness than their non-LGBTQ+ peers. True Colors United is committed to changing that. If we can ensure that services are safe for and affirming of the most impacted young people, we can be confident that they'll be safe and affirming for everyone. We believe that youth homelessness is a community issue. Real change can happen when people come together with a shared vision. So it is a great cause that we are raising money for. And if you missed that interview earlier, there are those VODs that you can go back to. And I definitely recommend listening to that interview with Scala Kitty and the True Colors United. It was heartwarming and, a little bit silly and just all around fun. But for now, hang on to your seats. We're getting ready for our second of 3 blind races. So make sure you're nice and hydrated, stretch, but don't go anywhere.